Hello and welcome. Today I'm kind of just making a short video talking about what I read in the month of January and what I'm going to read in the month of February. So just a heads up, there's not going to be any spoilers. I'm just going to briefly mention like what I did read and what I'm going to read. So it's kind of easy. So yeah, without wasting any time, let me just talk about what I read in the month of January. So starting off this video, but it wasn't the first book of the year that I read. This was actually the second book of the year that I read. This is Untethered Sky by Fonda Lee. It is a novella with 150 pages long, and I gave this a solid 4 out of 5. If you want to check out why I did that, I have another video that talks about this book specifically for like 10 minutes, so feel free to go check that out. But yes, this was a really good book. Yeah, Fonda Lee, Untethered Sky, 4 out of 5 stars for me, my opinion. The first book of the year that I read was Hunger Games, The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. So with the release of the new movie, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I decided to do a rereading of the whole series. So you can probably imagine what the rest of my year has been, or what the rest of January has been. But yes, this has been and always will be a 5 out of 5 star book for me. It blew my mind. I have read this book specifically like 6 or 7 times. There was one night when I even put an all-nighter just to finish it because it was so good. But yeah, sorry, 5 out of 5 stars for The Hunger Games. Next up, third book of the year, Catching Fire, also by Suzanne Collins, second book in the Hunger Games movie. This, just like The Hunger Games, is a 5 out of 5 stars for me. In fact, it might even be higher. It might even be a 6 out of 5 if we want to break the scale starting it out. But yeah, this book is only 391 pages only. This book is 391 pages, kind of thick. But yes, 5 out of 5 stars for me for Catching Fire. And then my fourth book and final book that I've read in January, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot for me. I read a lot in January. Is Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. So I was able to finish this. I actually finished it on like January 30th, I think, like right at night. So just before the end of the month. This one was only a 4 out of 5 stars for me. I've never been the biggest fan of this. Like I'll read it if I'm reading The Hunger Games, but it's not like my favorite of the series. But yeah, this is 390 pages long. And it is the third book in the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. So those are all of the books that I read in the month of January, which that is a lot. This is a lot of pages for me. I actually did the math because I'm that kind of person. It's 1,305 pages together that I have read/listened to via audiobook. So that is January. Let me really quick talk about what I want to read for the month of February, so for this upcoming month. So starting it out, and actually what I'm currently working on, as you can see by my bookmark, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, which is the prequel to the Hunger Games series. Yeah, I read this a couple years ago, and I don't remember my opinion on it, and I just don't remember, so I want to refresh my memory, and then I also want to watch the movie with the context of the book in my mind, which this is a pretty thick book. It's like in the 500 pages, I think. Hang on. Yeah, it has 517 pages, so it's a thick one. But yeah, that is first up. Second up, oh, sorry. Sorry, where I have my phone positioned, it's on a box, and my cat is in the box, so I kind of just scared her. Anyway, so the next 2 books that I want to read for this month are these books, An Elderly Lady Must Not Be Crossed, which is the first in the series, and An Elderly Lady Is Up to No Good by Helene Thurston. Sorry if I butchered that name. I actually read these books 2 years ago, and I loved them. So I just want to reread them. If I remember correctly, they are... Pokemon card. It's a bookmark. If I remember correctly, they are a collection of short stories about an old woman who likes to murder people. So a lot of fun. That's on my list. Next up, I have The Storyteller by Dave Grohl. I am obsessed with Dave Grohl. I listen to Nirvana. I listen to Foo Fighters. He was born where I grew up, and I think he also grew up where I grew up. As you can also see, there's a bookmark in there. I got it for Christmas, and I read a few pages of it, so I just need to finish this out. And I guess, like, really get into it. So, yeah, very excited for this book. And then this was probably coming as no surprise to anybody, but we have book 5 and book 4 and book 3, book 2, and book 1. I want to read the Court of Thorns and Roses series. If you see by this giant hole up here, that is where this series goes. It's on my Sarah J. Maas collection book. With the release of the 3rd book in Crescent City, I am going to try to read all of her books. I actually have no experience with these books whatsoever. I've heard of them. I know that people love these books. The only experience that I have reading Sarah J. Maas is reading her first 3 books, Throne of Glass, Queen of something, and then Heir of Fire. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I read those books before, and then I stopped because the way that I work is if a series is not complete, I will not read it. Like, I need it to be done. That way I can get my ending. Like, I need my ending. I can't do it. So I need to read these. And the next month, if you can finally take a guess, it's going back to that and to these 3. I still need to buy the 3rd book. But yeah, that is on my to be read. Let me see if I can put all these together for a giant stack. 1 second. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is what I want to read for the month of February. We'll see if that actually works out. So yeah. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you at the end of the month for the refresh of what I actually ended up reading compared to all of these books that I plan to read. And then I'll just see you interspersed throughout the month as well with reviews of the books that I've read. So, thank you. Bye!